welcome to season 2 of the OrkneyBowl. Can't believe it's been a year already, but joined again by Craig. How's it going?
Evening, Johnny. Week 1 in the bag already. Here we go again. It's almost like it's never been away, isn't it?
I know, and it's going to be interesting to see who got the inside information from Jordan Mason that he was playing this Sunday and who didn't get it. Oh, wait a minute, he didn't say it on Friday, apparently. It was only allegedly meant to be starting, but we don't know about that one. Dodgy 49 us, as you would say.
Where's the subs when you need them, Johnny?
I know. Well, I had a sub. I had Malachi waiting in his place, but yeah, not much of a difference because I didn't get Jordan. But I know one person this league did in this one. So obviously, Craig's got an early start and he needs his beauty sleep. So we'll do a quick rundown of the leagues, just 1 or 2 games going over. And if anybody wants to mention the next week, they can give us a shout. We might slag them off a bit more. So we'll get started off. So we'll start off with the St Magnus division.
8 leagues to get through, Johnny. We can't look at every game, unfortunately, but we'll certainly look at the bigger ones and the bigger scoring and see what's going on and what's happened. And certainly, I think the first thing that we have to say, and this, by the way, is coming from a guy who scored 155 points in week 1 and was the lowest scoring team in his division. And all I'm going to say is don't panic. Unless you've had a run of injuries, you've got Jordan Love, maybe Puka's in trouble, maybe, and Njoku's went down. Unless you've got injuries, there is no need to panic week 1. It's the first week of the season. Nothing's been decided for any player yet. There's not many that I would say I'm absolutely out on at this stage.
No,
so don't panic.
Yeah, there is one team with a lower score than you. You can't wait till you see that one. It may possibly be the lowest score in OrkneyBowl history. I've not had a chance to look, but we'll find. I'll get back to that one for next week. So the scores in these ones, obviously, Ancoats Citizens got 195.03 against the Glasgow Eagles, 244.67. Water Orton Orioles 135.42 against Carlton Crew, last year's High Flyers, 165.01. Dublin Everton Blues, the defending champions, 213.47 against the Leeds Lassos, 232.03. Manchester Bees, 170.08 to 164.69 for Leicester Tigers. EK Colts, nice close one here, 196.26 to 196.92. The Seattle Patriots, so they'll be crossing their legs on Thursday for the score corrections. You got a Whitford Rockstars, 203.11 to the 147.85 Alaskan Deep Freeze. I'm pretty sure Jack maybe got a little message on Friday night saying that Mason will be playing, so he had him in the starting lineup.
Yeah,
who do you want to go over?
Fair enough. Well, very, very close game there. Down there at EK Colts. That's a close one, and you've got to take you got to feel for Dublin Everton Blues there. Over 200 points and losing, it's harsh. And that 200 points a very good score, and to go over it and lose is always a sore one to take. But yeah, that's a close one, very close one. So Barkley there, he's done it for the 36.4. 3 touchdowns. Do you know that's Green Bay Packers have played 2 international games now, and Barkley's ripped us apart in both of them. So harsh.
Yeah,
so harsh.
Well, unfortunately, Seattle Patriots had Eamon Russell Brown only scored 7 points, so you would never expected that on Sunday night. So
it's a don't panic moment. It's very much a don't panic moment. But did they win the game? Sorry, Johnny, I'm not sure who won this game.
Seattle. The team on the left won. EK Colts. No, Seattle Patriots won by.
No, they didn't. Seattle Patriots won. Yeah, so
they won.
St. Brown done just enough for him on Sunday night, But Mary's got Montgomery in there as well, and Montgomery had a great game. It's
they did.
Especially in overtime. He basically won them the game in overtime.
Yeah,
there's a lot. I wouldn't be. You lose a game, you lose a game. You're going to lose games throughout the season. No one's going to go unbeaten. So EK Colts can't feel awful about it. Jalen Reed there, he's got to be worried about the Love injury, but it's only going to be a couple of weeks, and they'll find a way to get Reed the ball. Let's not forget that Reed scored 37.7 points and had a touchdown pulled back.
Yeah. I know it's crazy, like, and he gets the runs as well because he's a fast bugger. So he will get the ball. He probably get the ball maybe more than the other ones, to be honest, because he's more.
Thing about
What do you call it?
he will. They'll find them ways that they'll run end arounds and stuff like that to get on the ball. You know, they will find a way to get the ball into Jalen Reed's hands. I'm sure of it. And we'll obviously run the ball to death with Jacobs. So, but you know, like you've got to be happy with that start there, and it's clear that Reed is going to be the man. You know, he's going to be Love's target when he really needs one. You know, when he's looking for a big one. Mitchell there, I would be worried about Mitchell. You know, I mean, I think he's going to have his weeks, but they're going to be in and out. You know, with Richardson's throwing his accuracy. I mean, he threw two of the biggest
Oh,
bombs of the week, and
yeah,
he
but he
only
was missing
completed nine
everybody after that.
passes. Nine passes. But yeah, so Mitchell would worry me a wee bit there. But yeah, I mean everything else, you know, you're scoring 196 points, you're not totally upset, you know, so can't be a bad thing.
Yeah. Who else do you want to look at?
So, you know, let's go and have a wee look at what other one did we see? Well, let's see the 200s. I mean, that's a good start for Leeds Lassos and Dublin Everton Blues, eh? So big scoring
Yeah,
here.
it's
Again,
like,
there you go, Richardson.
yeah,
36.03 points, right? 9 out of 19 completions for 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, you know? And it's like he
yeah.
literally only threw for 2 pass first downs, you know? It's
I know it's
2
crazy,
touchdowns, I
like.
guess, but you know,
But then,
Richardson is going to do absolutely fine in fantasy football, but it's not going to be through the air, you know.
no, well,
He could,
one of them is falling backwards and launching it, so it could have gone anywhere.
you
And
know,
he was
and
actually
it's
stumbling back while throwing it, and he still managed to throw it over 50 bloody yards. Like, so he's got an
I
arm,
mean,
you just don't know where it's going.
He missed Mitchell wide open a couple of times. You know, his accuracy's awful. But you know,
Oh, it
Brees
is.
Hall in there, he's going to have better weeks than that, and he still scored 22.5 points. You know, that's
And
the
he
thing. I've
fumbled as
got to
well.
look at the scoring in this. I've got to study the scoring a wee bit more because I'm not. You know, I took out Jamar Chase this week from my team because, you know, obviously all that was going on, I didn't think he was going to play much. And he didn't. And he didn't do particularly well for fantasy football, 65 yards or whatever, not a top receiver, you know. But he gets 17 points because like every one
Yeah,
of
you
them was for
get,
a first down or something like that.
you get a point for reception, first downs, and all that stuff. Like you have to half points for
You
first.
know,
Yeah,
so I need to study that a wee bit better. But yeah, I mean that backfield of Hall and Achan is if Achan stays fit, that could be absolutely wonderful. And Henry and Stevenson's not a bad backfield there either, you know. So you can see where it's came from. You know, Marvin Harrison 1.65 point. I mean, this I'll say it again, don't panic. It's only week one. If you've drafted them,
I know.
don't panic.
When you're dealing
Pittman,
with
I
it
would
as
be
well.
worried for as well, given to the fact that Richardson's passing's awful. But I mean, both teams are solid as a rock, you know. And let's see what they've got in their benches.
Uh, obviously, Leeds Lasso's
You
only
know,
got
so, I
one
mean, both
quarterback, but so,
both have started their best lineups. Really, you know. There's Chubba Hubbard. What a disappointment he was. I mean, I would panic if I had Chubba Hubbard. That's for sure. And there's Brian Thomas on the bench there. That's could be a big
yeah,
week for him. And that's
Hubbard.
Dublin Everton. That's who's that again, Johnny?
That's
Take me off again.
that's
Sorry.
right. Leeds Lasso's has got Brian Thomas.
League
So
Glasgow's,
the
yeah.
team that
So,
won.
you know you're scoring 200 odd points, 232 points, and you get Brian Thomas to come in. So you got to be sitting happy with your week one, you know. And as I say, Richardson's going to do really well for fantasy football. He's just
Yeah.
can't pro for shit.
Obviously, you had
But,
Jackson. Obviously, you
and
had
yeah, Dublin
Stevens.
Everton Blues, 200 points, nothing to worry about. You know, 0-1. But
Oh, God, yeah.
remember, this is the top division as well. You know, so this is Division One. So these are the best teams.
Well, look, he's got Jackson, Stevenson, Hill, Henry, Pittman, DJ Moore. Well, that could be a bit awful with Williams. I hear it.
Yeah,
Adunzi
that's
got injured as well for his one catch.
yeah, I think he did get injured. Yeah, he did get hurt, but so did
Yeah.
Keenan Allen again. He got hurt again as well. So, I mean, that was an awful offense for Chicago Bears, wasn't it?
Oh,
If you're
it
sitting
was
on
no
Caleb
part of that.
Williams, you might be panicking a bit. I mean, again, I wouldn't be, but
Well,
I'm certainly sitting on DJ Moore quite a lot, and
I had Chicago in the Survivor pool, so I was all expected to get knocked out when like every that.
I'm surprised Deshaun Watson get 14 points. I mean, it was utter trash. If you're a Browns fan,
he did rush for 2 first downs as well. He had 5 carries for 39 yards.
Yeah, these first down points need to be studied for next year, I think. Because, as I say, I don't even know how I only scored 153 points and everyone else scored so many more, because I thought I'd done quite well, but there you go.
We can check your one when we get to it. Just like Christian Watson didn't get that many because he got 3 receptions and a touchdown, but he didn't get a first down. Because obviously a touchdown doesn't classify as a first down. So it all adds up.
And that's, so, and it doesn't, so this isn't a touchdown dependent league, far from it.
It's more like a first down dependent.
Far from it. But yeah, I imagine Brian Thomas will be seeing the starting lineup for Leeds Lasso sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but then that's the problem. Look at his team. Who's he going to take out? His wide receivers are pretty good. His flexes are pretty good. Yeah.
Marv.
Well, you might put Marv out until he gets more targets. You never know.
Well, that's that. It's there's a long way to go, but it's it doesn't mean to say that he's going to get them straight away. And that he's a rookie, so sometimes it doesn't happen straight away. But yeah, good to there's 6 teams that are all delighted. I mean, Glasgow Eagles for a score. That's 244 points. That can't be far off the highest score of the season. So good start for our Graham.
I know. And like Anchor sitting, they've still got 195 points, but then they've lost by nearly 30 points. It's crazy.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts has got 28 points in here. 28 points in here for Jalen Hurts, and in other leagues he's on 14.
Yeah.
So it's the scoring definitely matters.
There you go, 17 points for Chase.
Williams is a flyer as well. That's he could be massive this season. I've got him in quite a few places, and I'm delighted about it. But he's on my bench in them all. But yeah, it's a great start for Graham. So he's got he'll be nice and happy going into week 2. So let's go and have a look at Division 2 then, Johnny. Let's see who's started well over there.
So Division 2, we've got the Orkney Orcas, 186.46 to 153.18, the Buccaneers. Blackfoot Panthers, 161.44 to the 194.23 Warners Bay Goonies. Glossop Fighting Gophers, 206.35 to 190.87 Harrow Harlequins. Newcastle Colts are whopping 245.93 to the Solihull Sharks, 205.87. Yorkshire Friends, 157.88 to 202.28 Stockholm Bengals. Godalming Goats, 176.53 to 132.76 the Whitehall White Tigers. I'm actually just happy getting the win when I had McCaffrey.
I mean, talk us through your win then, Johnny. How did it fly?
Well, I think obviously CJ Stroud got I had Hubbard who did bugger all, but I think that they were just behind that quick that Bryce Young just had to try and throw the ball away, and they were just awful.
Well, he did. He
really
did. What would worry me about Hubbard as well as Cooper Cup? Yeah, there you go. What would worry me about Hubbard is the touches that Sanders got. They actually get 5 carries each, Hubbard and Sanders, so that would worry me. What a wide receiver partnership there, Johnny, Cuff and Reed. You must be happy with them.
Well, I'd be more happy if Bo Nitch could hit a barn door, because something might have got more catches, but it's happening. I think Dalton Shields 7 points. Conklin.
I would be more.
1 reception.
I would look more to the Sutton thing. I would look more on the fact that he had 12 targets. You know what I mean? So he's definitely going for Sutton as the number 1.
Yeah, but they were uncatchable, half of them. But
yeah, exactly. But
Bobby
he'll get there with that,
I was a bit disappointed with Bobby Oriki, because obviously I watched the game being a Giants fan, and Brian Burns seemed to be doing more tackles, but then he was getting penalised a lot more as well, because he's a good player, but he's also a bit in the dirtier side. So, but
he'll get his chances as well. I wouldn't be too worried about that one.
So I'm happy getting the win, even though this man ended up on the bench. And I did hear a rumour that he might actually be out this weekend too. So fuck knows what I'm going to do with that one.
don't see that. I really need him back. But yeah, that's a big win with McCaffrey on your bench, Johnny. It's got to be said. Good start to the season for you.
Yeah, and obviously the big one, or the one we tipped to win the division.
Yeah, let's go and have a look at how Sean's knocked out. And with Aaron Rodgers,
so
quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Pittman, Devontae Smith, Christian Kirk, Laporta, all underperforming. Kamara, Aaron Jones, Sanders, Anzalone, and Spillane.
It just goes to show you the difference when both your defenders knock it out of the park, you know, and hit you over 20 points. That's what gets you up over the 200 when both your defenders get you over 20 points each. It's a great way to go, you know. I mean, obviously Barkley and Mixon's helping out massively, but you can get away with an Aaron Rodgers at 14 points, you know. I mean, Solihull Sharks gutted, you know, 205 points and losing that. Again, it's nothing to worry about, you know. You're only 0-1. Your team scored really highly.
5 points. Ingram.
You know, McBride, that was a crap week for McBride, a crap week for Ingram. Both are going to have much better weeks along the way, you know. So Sean will be absolutely cheesing, though. It's a great start for him.
But he's got a DB in. And, I like Kyle Hamilton, but people don't,
And he's not going to get over here's what I'm saying about quarterbacks on
Look at the bench.
Here's what I'm saying. Quarterbacks on the bench, 42 points, but you're never going to start him over Lamar Jackson. So what's the point in having him there? It's just going to make you feel bad every week, you know.
And you had the kicker that beat him. Page like I went to bed last night. I was leaving, but I didn't think I was going to win. But he only lost by 4 points, and you had bloody Moody the kicker scoring 26 points against me in this other league. I was raging. I knew I was going to get beat, but I didn't realise it was going to get that many points.
I mean, 20, what was it, six field goals or something?
Yeah.
You know, got away with that all season long, that's for sure.
2 over 50, 2 over 40.
Plus Aaron Rodgers has proved to us all that he's finished, hasn't he? It's, Aaron Rodgers has proved to us all that he's finished.
Yeah, it didn't look well. They were against the 49ers defense, so they are probably the best ones in the league.
I know. We'll see next week. Did you see any of the game last night? And they'll said, Williams on the bench as well. Come on, he's going to.
I saw bits of it, but I was pretty knackered after being up all Friday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. I had no sleep, so I was like,
I don't know why Rodgers sat. I don't know why Tyrod Taylor got a run out. Do you know? Was it just because the game was over?
I think it's just because the game was over. Like, because it was late on. It came on, so I'm guessing Rodgers just got fed up falling on his arse and getting knocked over. So you had that funny look in his face, you know, when he's just been clobbered and he's like,
yeah,
he was looking like that pretty early on. Like, so I think it was after Hall fumbled. His face was just like, what the fuck have I done?
Yeah, a really hard start as well, so he's going to need to get his shit together pretty quickly. But he's got shit there. So there's great players on the bench for these two teams as well, you know. So Solihull Sharks and Newcastle Colts, great start to the season. No real injury problems going into week 2, so both will be quite. Even though they lost, Solihull Sharks has to be quite happy with that, you know, as a start to the season. And again, six great wins and six looking to get over it next week, but it's so week 1, you know, it's very rarely do you get a team going kind of 4-5 without a win, and you don't get a team going 4-5 without a loss, you know, so it's only week 1.
Well, that's it. Well, Solihull Sharks were the third highest scoring team. Unfortunately, they came up against Sean in the Newcastle.
The highest scoring team.
So going to the next one then.
So Division 3 in the East, we have Cowillan Hill. Say that right?
Coween Hill. You'll get it right eventually. Coween Hill. So obviously you've got Darlington Rams 220 against Hot Shot Skermers Hot Shot Hot Dog 158.48. The Lee Vikings 167.95 against 155.34 near Knights. The Glenrothes Nazgulls 200.82 against 175.93 Portsmouth Pirates. Top Head Niners 202.04 against 195.22 Preston Panthers. That was a close one. The New Barstow Mashers 240.65 against the Chicago Scorpions. Football Fireplace 180.31. Yourself 152.83 up against Leeds Leopards. I'll have to get him to change his bloody team name, Matty.
I knew that was going to pee you off when we got here.
Oh, well, it has been told.
So, I mean,
John sent a little wave. It makes it
what can I
easier to
say?
read it out and do the scores. So
What can I say in this one? I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going along fine. At no point, all the way through the 6 o'clock games on Sunday, I thought it was favourite. I mean, Kyler Murray was having a great. Kyler Murray played wonderful. Why the hell did he only score 18 points in this bloody league? Do you know
because
what I mean?
he was too busy. He was too busy running back and forward, like side to side, not back and forward for the first time. He was running side to side.
Anyway,
If you
I
got for
thought James
yardage,
could
he
a bit.
ran, you get loads of points. But he was going left and right, but not forward. So
I thought James
yeah,
Cook
but
had a
he
better
got
game than
sacked 4
18
times
points.
as
I thought
well.
Pacheco had a better game than 20 points. Jefferson done, what Jefferson could do. What the game was over so quickly that they weren't going through the air. He'll have his weeks when they have to go through the air. Dubs, done okay. Ridley. The big thing is go to my bench, Johnny, and you'll see the big thing. I'm worried about Travis. I'm in trade discussions at the moment. I'm needing one to go. If one goes my way, then I'm going to accept another. But I need the other one to go first, So as you can see, I left Jamar Chase on my bench. I put Michael Wilson in, and 2 minutes into the game, Wilson catches his touchdown. Chase hasn't even seen the field yet, and I'm thinking, yeah, dancer, what a move!
I
Obviously, it
know. I
didn't
think I've got
quite
him.
work out. But I don't
He's
know
on
how
my
Chase
bench.
gets 17 points and Kyler Murray only gets 16. But there we go.
Well, there
So
you go.
at the end
You
of
got
the day,
receiving first down and first down, so you got 6. Yeah, so it's all the receiving first downs and
and
first
then
downs. So
I've got Quay Walker there on my bench as well for 22 points in the defence, and obviously Dobbins, I left on my bench as well. So I'm not worried. I've got the players there to command. I've got things there. I was soundly beaten this week. Matty Leo's team had an absolute blinder, and I did genuinely right up to the 9 o'clock kicking off. I thought it was favourite. I thought it was winning the game. Obviously Lamar had a great game for him at early doors on the Thursday night, but I was right there. I was right there on him, and I thought I was going to have enough. Obviously didn't, but well done, Matt Leo.
but of course,
And
obviously because we were that far ahead, Aaron Jones had a lot of running. So rushing first down, receiving first downs, and all
I
adds
mean,
up.
as I say, I'm not panicking. Ridley had a bad game. I think there'll be better games to come. And then this was a close one. Yeah, let's open up this one just to see. But I've not even looked in them. I've not had a chance. But take me to Preston
I'll send you
Panthers
the link.
bench. I want to see if obviously Doug getting his season off to a winner. But show me their bench. I want to see what Preston Panthers has left on the bench just to get, Baker Mayfield
Madison, you wouldn't
again.
have played them.
Why have him there? Yeah, Madison, you're going to leave on the bench, aren't you?
Miles
So
Garrett and Crosby.
Miles
That's
Garrett
not made a
and
difference.
Garrett and Crosby on the bench. Who's the starters?
Oh, that wouldn't have made a difference.
Both,
It's
both,
15 and 17 for Smith and
both beat them.
Warner. So you got 4.
Heck of an IDP room there that Preston Panthers has
Oh,
got,
hell
but
yeah.
yeah, never done anything stupid, never left anything on the bench. So yeah, Doug's got his season off to a good start and a nice win. Not quite top to 200 points, but right on it. So, oh no, he has topped to 200 points.
You had
Sorry, it was
202. Purdy got him well. It did
yeah.
help having Stevenson running all the way through Cincinnati. It will.
No, it
But
didn't help.
like he
Yeah,
got
it
nothing
didn't
out of
help
St.
having
Brown.
St. Brown there.
Nothing out of London.
But
I mean, these two
I
just
would
like
be worried
really.
if I was Doug for both of them. Not so much for St. Brown. St. Brown will come good, but I would be really worried for London if I was Doug at the moment. I'm glad I've
Oh
got
yeah,
Flo there.
but do you see the stat though?
Let's,
Was it Derek Carr threw for all these yards, and what's his name got two catches.
Chris
Drake
Olave, I
London
know.
two
That's
or Labby
scary
got
as
2
well.
catches, and Drake London got 2 catches as well, and they were both at the same distance. It's just like the 2 main stars, and they're getting nothing.
But
It's just
again, the
crazy.
Saints, the game was over. They're Carr's trying things out all through the second half. He's not particularly looking for a Olave. He's trying to go to his second look, to his third look, to his fourth look. Again, if I'm sitting on Chris Olave and I'm in a few places, I am not worried. He is straight in my lineup for next week. I'm not panicking on Olave yet, not at all.
No, I think I've got both of them in one team, so I think I had like 4 points between the two of them in different scoring. But yeah, they're not coming out the team because they're too good to come out.
I would be more worried about London, and I'm much more worried about London than I am about Olave. I've got to say.
I'm not really worried about London yet because it is Cousins' first game back after that injury.
It was.
Surely,
And it was the Pittsburgh defence and what was on one. So, they'll come up against easier teams as well. But my worry more, it's not even the fact that it's said that he only got kind of 4.5 points. My worry is that 3 targets. That's what my worry is.
Yeah.
And they were chasing, so they were throwing. They were in a game, so it wasn't like the Saints where the game was over after a quarter. They were in a game. So that's what worries me. It's 3 targets that's worries me. And
so the
lovely start
in
for
your league.
New Boston Marshals. Yeah, 240. So great score.
Jordan Love.
He's got a wee Jordan Love problem, This is the first one we've looked at that we've seen one that's, got a proper problem. And Love is a problem. He's going to be out for multiple weeks.
Well, he's got a bigger problem.
Henry's
It's Sean Watson's on the bench. Henry will be fine.
Henry will be fine. They had to go through the air. They were chasing. They had to go through the air. Henry will be absolutely fine when they're running the ball, and they'll be running the ball a lot. Still,
Andrews will get better.
I would be more worried about Andrews. I've got to say, I'm worried about Andrews.
Don't know. Well, we'll see.
And
maybe because he has car crash, but I don't know. Yeah, likely did look good, and he was a favourite target. Oh, there you go. He's got a good defence, but he has got Watson on the bench. Don't know if that's good or bad. How long is it out for? Is it 3 to 4 weeks?
I mean, who's that? He's got Watson on the bench. That's a shame, though, because it's Watson and he's terrible. Probably he's not, but it doesn't look like he's going to be out for 4 weeks because we didn't put him on IR. So, 1, 2, or 3, or maybe none. He might play next week.
Well, you can.
So yeah, good start for New Boston Marshals. Obviously knocking out the park, and the 6 teams all started very well there. Sam and Lee Vikings, Glen Rothis and Lascalls, all off to a good start. And the rest of us will chase you down next week and see where we get.
There you go. So Haldane got 200 points, and he obviously had Isaiah Likely on the bench, according to over there. So.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have Likely on my bench at the moment. That's not to say I'd be rushing him in to start him this week, but I'd like to have him there because I get the feeling that he might be, Andrews will be kind of the one that's always getting picked up, and Likely's going to be the one that's there for 3 more often than not, and in the 2 tight end setups. And I think that Jackson's shown that he's happy to go to him, so it does worry me for Andrews.
Definitely. So we'll go on to the East Conference Millhead Division 4. Oops, it's gone. Hold on.
It's disappeared, Johnny. It's disappeared.
I know.
Bearing in mind, I've not seen any of these as well. This is my first look at them all. I don't know what's going on other than obviously my own league.
No, that's not that one.
There we go.
No, this one. Millhead. I've got all the tabs up the top, but you don't know which one it is. It just says sleeper, so it's a bit of a pain in the fucking arse. So we've got the Millhead division. It's got the Aberdeen Bucks 208.43 to the Plymouth Argyle Browns. Poor Arthur 192.96, so a pretty close one. The Kirkwall Chargers 236.41 against the Yorkshire Los Muertos 152.41. Rotherham Raiders 228.56 against, this is the lowest score, 109.27 for Mr. Groovy. The Bucks Gold Rush. Edinburgh Thunderbirds 200.92 against 183.93. The Laxdale Legends. Workshopped off Rookies, who remember started off really well, then just lost about 7 games in a row to miss out in the playoffs. They got enough to win the start, 179.87 like 143.46 the Bordon Bears. The Bedford Brewskis got 186.32 against the Preston Hawks. Page's team 168.82. So that's a pretty close one too, but not the best score, but close.
Right. Well, let's
go to Page.
Let's go and take a look at. Let's go do it differently this time. Let's look at the. Yeah, that's a close one, isn't it? Let's have a look at a close. Oh no, it's 186. Yeah, we go up again. There was one up here that were both really low. No, there was one that was no. Sorry, go down a wee bit. Sorry,
really low.
There was one. 179. That one. Yeah, 179 and 143. Let's have a look at 2 kind of low scoring ones and see kind of how it's went wrong this time rather than how it's went right.
Well, the Bottom Bears had McCaffrey in the team.
For Bottom Bears. Unfortunately, McCaffrey didn't show up. He must have went to bed on Monday night feeling quite good about what he had,
Yeah,
because
that's the thing. He didn't have a replacement. There was nobody playing that night to take over. That's the joys
McCaffrey
of a
was
Monday
supposed
night
when I
football.
went to bed on Monday night. When I went to bed last night, McCaffrey was playing. I'm sorry, but he was meant to be
Oh, it
playing.
was a late
So
call.
it's a late.
Yeah.
So he's went to bed feeling quite good about his team. I know he needs 30 points, maybe just under 40 points, but it's McCaffrey. McCaffrey can get you that. So he must have felt like he had a chance. I was waiting on McCaffrey for a couple of games, for a couple of leagues, and I was needing a lot of points from him. But McCaffrey delivers a lot of points, so yeah,
Well,
I
remember
can imagine the
McCaffrey made the
Bears.
statement on, was it Monday morning, that he was expecting to do the whole workload.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can't say that and then
So
you're no playing. It's just like, yeah.
So
Well, they can
you
do
can
that,
see
but
why
yeah.
You can see Bodden Bear's big issue there. Neighbours is going to come a lot better for him as well. So keep coming down a wee bit. Obviously, Nye's not scored great there on the left, but yeah, I mean, there's Smith and Jigba is maybe a tad disappointed. Do you know what? I would be more disappointed if I was a Smith and Jigba owner, a JSN owner. I would be more disappointed with the touches that Tyler Lockett got than I would be the lack of
Oh,
my guys'
he was
touches.
getting some nice catches, isn't it? Well, DK
And
Metcalf
it's
did bugger
Lockett
all as
saying,
well.
"I'm not done yet." Devontae Swift, I said Swift. I mean, not one catch, not one time did the ball get thrown towards to Swift. So
So
yeah,
only
I mean,
two players in that lineup beat their projected score. You got
and
Daniels
that
and
so it's.
Devin Lloyd are the only two players that beat their projected original score. So that's where it all went wrong.
I don't think it's panic stations for either of these two yet. There's nothing that's totally out of whack in terms of these are the players that you've picked and these are the players that you've put your faith in. Do not lose your faith after 1 week. It's just it's only 1 week, and obviously McCaffrey to come back. And how are the benches looking? So both got a quarterback there that. Yeah, you can be happy. I don't know about Cousins per se. I mean, Cousins has to come better. He has to come better. As I say, my bigger worry about London's not so much Cousins coming good or bad as much as the lack of targets that he got.
Well, I
In
don't
his
know how
first
long.
game.
Is Ferguson going to be out for a bit for Dallas? Because at least you might have to put Likely in
Yeah, I
next
heard
week.
that he took an ouchie. So there's a
He
thing. But I
left
mean,
early
there's
in the
Likely.
Dallas game. But he's got Likely, so at least he can play Likely. He's going to get some targets. He's going to get better than nothing. And it isn't.
Well, I mean, listen,
bonus. So.
As much as I'm saying I wouldn't be rushing Likely into my starting lineup this week if I didn't have to. If I had to, I'd be quite happy to. I mean, I think he'll do okay. I think he'll get his targets again, and I think he'll get some catches again. It's just, but he's not going to replicate 37. You wouldn't imagine, but that's a lot of points for Love there as well. So yeah, I mean, there's points on the bench. None of the starting lineups are injured or hurt. Well, McCaffrey aside, so I wouldn't be in panic station. Either
obviously,
team yet.
Ferguson left the game.
Ferguson maybe right enough.
So.
Allen for a workshop as well, but nothing that's not manageable. So yeah, just a bad week, guys. Just a bad week one. I know how it feels.
Well, that's a bad week. We've got
on to the West, Johnny.
So we've got.
We're going to let's look at Gary's how it went wrong. Well, Caleb Williams.
Bishan got a quarter of his scores. Derek Kenny got 13. Harrison 1.8. Aiken 6 points. He'll get more. Adunze, he's going to be out for a bit now, I think. Sinnott didn't get anything, which is unusual.
Didn't
Coleman, okay.
Even see the pitch.
He's got Thomas. Remember, Gary's got a lot of defenders in his team, I'm pretty sure. Got Jay Bates, got Micah Parson got 15. Hines Allen got 4.
Hines Allen's disappointing there for him. He'll do a lot better going forward. I mean, it's not, again, there's no injuries, so these are the guys that you had your faith in to begin with. I don't see any reason to lose faith in them. There's no injuries, there's no issues, there's no. Well, there's a couple of injuries actually. There's a couple of problems. So, but it's not anything to absolutely panic about. Not yet.
Both the tight ends
even with
with
just 100 points, it just happened. It just happens that way sometimes. I mean, as you say, Ayuk, Harrison. You got to think that they'll come a lot better. I mean, I'd be worried if I owned Ayuk. I've got to say that. It's a scary start for a guy who's just signed his contract.
Well, that's a young team, though. You know what I mean? He's got a rookie, another rookie,
There's a lot of rookies, but the
another
rookies
rookie.
always get better as the season goes on. The problem is, can he keep himself involved long enough for them to come to fruition and help him, you know?
Yeah. And
But
well, we're
again,
all the
with it
Raiders,
being
228. Burrow, Williams, Kamara. That's a good middle bit
right,
there. Burrow's going to get more than 8 points.
is he?
Williams, Kamara, Hill, Pittman, Godwin, your pal, but he has a good game. Ingram did nothing. That's Oyos,
Yeah, it's
Sivas,
fine. That'll come good.
Ford,
I
Herbert. I
understand
wonder if
putting
he's
him in.
got Chase.
I
No.
put a couple of those guys. I put a couple of the Bengals receivers in, thinking I was being smart, stupidly. I've dropped them as quickly. I've dropped them to agency as quickly as I picked them up.
Oh, I've done that a couple
So,
of them too. You also got.
so that's the East Division through, Johnny. Let's go and have a look at the West now. Let's see Division 1, where our defending champions reside, if I'm not mistaken.
No, the defending champions was Danny Lawrence in the St Magnus division.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
So, yeah. But this one's got our own little Allen in here. So you've got the Yeovil winners 206.23 to 201.57, the Gothenburg Angels. The Kirkwall
Oh, that's
Cowboys,
nice.
that's Ross, 217.94 against 183.11. Poor Everett. Hi, Everett.
Yeah,
The
Neil
Kirkwall
Kev.
Raiders, 188.56 to 154.35, the Bogdan Regis Balkans. The Darlow Destroyers, 160.67 to 175.41. Tony Harrison, who's the Rousay Cup winner and the charitable
Oh,
winner.
yeah.
The Melbourne Supremacy, 191.97 to 168.43, the Whitford Educators. The Royal Raiders, your boy, 184.88, a close one against
Glory be to
172.11, the Bonnyrigg Cowboys. But as
Glory
Everett's
be
watching,
to
we do have to go there first. Because Everett was saying he
Well,
didn't have a good weekend. But then he's got
I'm
Burrow
pretty
and
sure.
Chase, remember? So
Yeah,
that's
he's
basically
pretty
it.
heavy on Burrow, isn't he? You've got to think that Burrow again, don't panic about it. It scored a lot more than mine did for a start. But it's, Burrow and Chase have got his cut. They'll come good as the season goes on. That's not a worry at all. Walker, is that a wee question mark next to his name? He done really. I mean, I
But he
don't know
had
how he's
he
only getting
came out the
19
game for a
points.
little bit. He came out for a little bit, but he went back in again. So
Yeah, I
he
wouldn't
should be
worry about
okay.
that. So, I mean, it's only 23 points for over 100 yards. It's about harsh, I would say. You've got Chase who scored 17 points for absolutely nothing. Adams, well,
First down.
I hate to say I told you so, but Adams does not look like it. I mean, he'll get targets, he'll get the ball, and he'll score well some weeks, but he's going to have a lot more quieter weeks. Adams this year, I'm pretty confident. Evans obviously firing already. Away he goes.
Thing
Uh,
is, though, Adams will get
Ferguson's
you
a
the first
problem.
downs. So that's where you get the
No,
bonuses. Yeah, Ferguson,
Evans is there for
Coleman,
Evans is a great start.
young
Coleman and
McHugh,
Ford. I mean,
not
Ford
do
you've only
much.
got until Chubb comes back, and when does Chubb come back is a big question. And obviously Edwards
If
at
he comes back.
Chicago
So,
having a flyer.
but
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
But
it's not
then
nothing
Ford
to
will be
panic
like
about.
what Kareem Hunt was. Ken, he'll run and then Kareem Hunt will come in from like the 10 yards and take the touchdowns. You should drive me
Well,
fucking
maybe.
nuts when that happened.
I
Like,
mean,
but yeah,
they're not going to run Chubb into the ground when he comes back unless they're absolutely
no.
dead and out of it and they just want to give him a
But
run, And there's
he's
Aaron.
got
Yeah,
Zeke
it'll
and
be on yours
Robinson
in
on
a
the
minute.
bench. So he's got two good, well,
Yeah,
no good running back, but
both
he's got
runs. I mean,
Robinson on the
again,
bench.
how the hell Zeke got that many points? I have no idea. I mean, I know he scored a touchdown, but how is he getting that many points?
First down, receiving first down, 2 receptions. Yeah, it's all about the first downs and
So
the
these
run.
first downs, it's all about
It's
the
all,
first
it's all
downs.
that crazy scoring.
The fair pile on the point. It's just amazing to look at. It's something that I've not taken it into consideration. But it was just this week when I seen how low my team had scored in comparison to everybody else, and I thought, how the hell has that happened? And it's because first downs, my guys weren't getting first downs. Period. You know, and that's what's caused it. So it's something to take into consideration when drafting next year. Who's going to be getting those third down, third and one carries? Who's going to be getting big thing? But yeah, unlucky Everett. I wouldn't be. There's no panicking now. You're going to be. You're absolutely fine. No one's hurt. Burrow and Chase will come good for you.
We'll have to do Alan next because
And
obviously Alan will now be in hiding until after the season's finished in case he bumped into me in Tesco's.
well, it's certainly a
So
good start. I mean,
I
it's
won't see him until February. So Alan's up there. Got he started with Daniels, White, Connor, Hill. It's a nice start. Get better with Harrison, Moore should be better. Conklin, them too. Jameer White will get better. Mostert will get his touches. Butker, Lucon, and Smith. It's pretty good.
I mean, it is a good win, but there's also reason to be. I mean, it's a great win, and it's it's a solid team, but there's reason to be a little bit panicky if you're Alan. I mean, Harrison, you can't help but be freaked out a little bit if you've drafted Harrison in the first round or the start of the second round at the very latest. So you can't help but be panicking that he got, what was it, 3 targets and he only caught one of them for 4 yards.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he's going to get a lot more touches than that, and he's going to get a lot more involved as the season goes on. But it would make me kind of think, Zamir White is a worry. He got his chances. He didn't do anything with them. They brought in Matson, and all of a sudden, things started to happen. So again, I'd be a wee bit worried on Zamir White. Mostert, I get. Yeah, I think that was more to do with being a little bit hurt, and that's why we've seen Jeff Wilson over Mostert in the second half quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think Mostert hurt his shoulder, so I wouldn't be panicking on Mostert just yet. I mean, I was never a big on him to begin with, because obviously I'm so big on A-Chain, but I wouldn't be, if you're on Mostert, you're on him because that's the one that you believe that he will be getting the touches. I wouldn't. That week one wouldn't change my thinking on that subject, And obviously he's got
And
Likely
obviously,
there on the bench, and that's a
which obviously
decision to be made for next week.
Probably not much of a
Right, go on,
choice
let's
between
go and do
Conklin and
Aaron's.
Likely. So. Well,
Let's
there's
go and check
watching. I
out
think
how
we've got
Aaron
to
gave
do.
Graham a bloody nose while he's
It was a
on.
pretty close one, no? You're 184 to 172.
Yeah, it's very close, very
Richardson,
close.
Paul, Checo.
Graham being in
Jake
Greece
London.
right now might have missed left a doozy on the bench or something, Yeah, I'd be, as I say, I've already said it before, I'm a wee bit worried about London, but I'm not worried, the rest of it, and obviously a Dooms is a wee bit of a problem, but the rest is fine. For Graham, Cooper's number one there. I think Watson's past that.
Yeah,
I
but it's
think Watson's
Watson.
gone, I really do.
Cooper did better last
Kincaid
year when Joe
obviously will
Flacco
do.
came along. Cooper did most points when Joe Flacco was throwing the ball.
He did, yeah. It's
Terry McLaurin.
who's up next? Jameis Winston.
Terry McLaurin, we're going
At
to
least
feed him the ball. He got 4 targets and 2 catches.
It's
Kincaid will do better.
yeah, I mean, obviously, Graham will be happy the way Pollard started. He's a clear number one. He got the touches, So Smith and Jigba again. I'll say it again. The Lockett performance would worry me more than the JSN performance, But both teams are absolutely fine. Both teams are going well. Both defences have scored. How can Watt only get 14.5 points? He was everywhere there. Let's see the bench, and then on the benches, yeah, the benches are pretty decent there as well. When you run down, Ray Davis is going to get more and more involved, as well Estime. If CMC is out there, Graham's got Mason on the bench to come in, and obviously Cook started absolutely fine.
But then see Estime again. He only had 2 carries and he fumbled again. So he fumbled twice in pre-season and fumbled in his first game.
Yeah, I know it's a bit worrying. That's worrying, to be fair. But what isn't worrying is Jamal Williams' performance. Do you know what I mean? That's not worrying you if you own Estimate, and that's a good thing. So yeah, both have got good benches here as well. You've got Gabe Davis there. He got a couple of touches, but you would think that they'll have better weeks than they did there. Lawrence as well. I know I was very cold on that whole entire offense this year, and they didn't start particularly well, many of them, but they'll get better than that. They'll do better than that. And Davis at least showed that he's going to be involved. Three targets, 3 catches.
Well, there's your tight end bonuses. 2 catches for 15 yards and a touchdown. You get 13 points.
Yeah, that's a lot of points for 2 catches for 15 yards. But he'll get more involved as well. So yeah, Aaron, good start, great start. Graham unlucky, but very much got options on the bench there, but that can be brought in this week. If he's tired of one, Cooks is a perfectly fine start.
Oh,
So let's pick Division. Are they both in Division 1? Cheeky gets.
Yeah, they're both. Well, you got Ross, Alan, Aaron, and Graham in Division 1.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
let's see Division 2 now, Johnny.
So Mace Howe Division. So we've got the Lancaster Bombers, 171.99 against the Kilmarnock Kings. Derek, 194.53. So you can't slag them off this week. The Champton Dockers, 153.44 against the South Carolina Broncos, 223.97. The Whitchurch Warriors, 191.27 against 179.43. That's McGinnigal off to a losing start. The Dobos Darlow Diamonds, 168.91 against the 221.98 Belfast Benchwarmers. Dickensheath Demons, 138.96 against 182.68 for the Glasgow Lightning. The Bonnyrigg Cheesehead, 173.76 up against the Crew Juggernauts, 202.37.
You're going to say that Team Mark Dobbins deserves to lose because he's not changed his team name, aren't you?
Well, it is a hard enough team name to say, and I'm trying to remember it when I can't see it there. It's quite hard, but yes.
So yeah, I mean, it's I think again, there's no one really properly knocked it out of the park here in this one. Has a couple of 220s scores, with the South Carolina Broncos there beating the Southampton Dockers and the Belfast Benchwarmers winning 220 as well. Good scores, but no one here scored to over 200 points in one. This is the first one we've actually looked at. I thought every team who's lost here kind of has deserved to lose by their kind of score, the points that they've scored. There's no kind of hard luck story here. So let's go and have a wee look at Derek's and let's see how he done it. It's as you say, Lancashire Bombers 171. It's no disaster, but let's see what he's doing. Goff and Gibbs. I'm never a fan of a quarterback but running back stack. I like the quarterback receiver stack, but I don't like
that's a nice little bit more there. For some reason. Gibbs, Walker, Evans, and Cup. Let's see.
If Puka's out as well, look at how many. I think Cup got something like 22 targets or something like that. 21 targets.
When Puka was on the field, Cup was still getting most of the targets.
Yeah, he got 21.
Puka was getting the longer ones, but Cup was getting all the dinky ones, and yeah.
Do you know what worries me about that? Do you know what worries me for Cup there? Is that if he's going to be getting that amount of volume every single week, it's sort of, he's no 50, he's no 20 anymore. His body could easily break. That's what would worry me about Cup this season, and that amount of volume. I wouldn't want him to be getting that amount of volume. Half that volume would be fine. Yeah, can I I think the most happy, Derek will be most happy about the performance of Tyler Lockett because he'd have been worried about that one coming into it. Is he going? Is he past it? GSN's coming up. So I think that's the one that you'd be most happy about.
I think he's back in the slot, which helps him, I think. The bench isn't looking a bit.
Well, you've got Mayfield on the bench, so he's going to make you look silly many weeks.
Ferguson had a not bad game actually. Couple of nights.
Parkinson's could do sneaky well this season because it looks like he is going to be their main tight end, and if Puka's out, I'm hearing rumours that Puka might be out for the season. And if he is, then
it's going to be like 6 to 7 weeks, I think, because he's gone on the IR, as you know.
So I think he's going on to IR anyway. Yeah, it's definitely. I think he's going on to IR, but yeah, that upgrades all the receivers in the LA Rams, So
DeMarcus Robinson.
We'll need to keep a close eye on that one, But yeah, Derek will be more than happy with his victory, and that he's got a few things that he might be, kind of worrying him. Swift there is, again, surely Swift has better. He'll get much better as he goes along. Goff will be fine as well. That was just that both teams ran the ball to death in that game, so it was they never really went to there, never had to.
Well, he's got a quarterback matchup for week 2, which one to play because they both play against each other.
Yeah, well, that's actually one of those ones where Goff is very much one that you can put on the bench. So it is a decision that he's got to make, and it's not a decision I'd be wanting to be making.
So what's up with McGonagall then? He's got Kyler
So this
Murray, A-Chain, Connor, Wilson, London, Smith, Laporta, Kincaid, Harris, Myers, Quay Walker, and Coulson. See, on paper that looked really good. They just didn't get the points.
The biggest thing I'm taking out, kind of looking through these teams and looking through all the teams as well, is no matter what your score was, no matter how many points you've scored, every team has got good things on it, and every single team has got ones that you're going to be slightly worried about. Just it's week one, though. It's not something to panic about in any way whatsoever. It's only week one. We need to see a pattern before we can start making, kind of decisions on out and in on any particular players. For me, there are some I'm getting colder on, obviously, after that, but that's because you're going from week one and it's all that you can go from.
Yeah. There you go. He changed his team name. I'll probably loving that one. There we go.
I love it.
You must.
There you go, Johnny. Done.
Still got the logo, but the team name's here, like so. I'll pop up when I refresh it. So we'll go on to the Marlott Kid division.
3, Johnny. Yeah.
So this is the highest scoring team of the week. The Chester Hurricanes, 252.82 against the Peterhead Bloody Jets. You got a bloody nose on that one, 155.91. The Darlington Dragons, 174.93 against the Birmingham Master Chiefs, 189.98. Then you've got Port Belly. Ooh, he actually won with that team. Carbeck Porkers got 136.11 against 126.99. The Norwich Master Men 208.82 against 169.9 London Eagles. Nottingham Rebels 213.58 against 177.34 the Sandbach Satans. The Guildford Raptors 153.28 against 146.11 Gorgie Vikings Groty. I want to see how Cork won this one.
Yeah, that's one that I'm going to say that has to be looked at. So, I mean, if we look through Cork's team first, right, McCaffrey left in. Here's how Cork won it. McCaffrey's he's going to be costing many teams, especially ones out with America, teams out for countries out with America with the time zone stuff. He's going to cost a lot of teams games. So again, I wouldn't panic at that. Chris Olave's going to get a lot more. Don't panic on Olave. He's got to come good,
But Port could be in a bit of trouble though, because he's lost Nakua. He's lost Ferguson.
Yeah.
Franklin was a no-shoot, didn't turn up, was not playing. Oof.
Yeah,
but yeah, let's see. England will get better. Olave will get better. Obviously, McCaffrey, when he comes in, he's going to get 20-30 points a game, at least.
Despite the fact, take me up to the top, Johnny. Sorry for the names. So the Wakefield 49ers, despite the fact of the loss and the crap score, I'm not panicking there. McCaffrey will come good. Mahomes will score more than that. Most weeks that was a crap week for Mahomes, and he scored crap in most leagues. Jacobs is just going to be an absolute ball hog going in the next 3 or 4 weeks until Love comes back, because they're going to, but we'll run the ball to death now. Olave and Metcalf are both going to come a lot better than that. They're both 2 top quality receivers. They can't score that badly going forward. Godwin is going to do. Godwin seems to. He looks pretty decent again this year. I know I don't like him at all. But. Yeah. He keeps making me look silly, so what can I say? Ingram will come better than that. Naj will do that every week in, week out, no doubt, which is okay. Deontay's got to do better, but then, Bryce Young's got to do better as the thing. So there's nothing there that worries me on the right-hand side. There's nothing there that worries me. Whereas Cork's team, Franklin, if you're starting Franklin, that's worrying. Puka being out, Benson, and he did get some touches which surprised me. Taylor will be fine. Taylor will come good. Prescott will be fine. The Prescott didn't score. Prescott looked absolutely perfectly fine And then the Browns just absolutely blew it, so they didn't have to do anything silly, So he wasn't. But when Prescott needs to go, Prescott will go. He looked fine. Lad McConaughey looked pretty decent, it has to be said, when he got his touches and can only get better as the season
the
goes on.
Dallas kicker. But you'll always get your points.
Yeah, he's not going to get that many week in, week out, though. Again, that was just that was testament to how bad the Browns were more than anything else. There's Johnny Herbert, I guess he can bring in, it's that's an option from the bench. Obviously, Isaiah Likely to replace Ferguson, which is very, very handy. He'll be happy enough with that.
I think the problem is that he's got 3 defenders on his bench.
Yeah, and an empty spot. So, yeah, I mean, I'd be more worried if I was Portland, Wakefield 49ers there, I've got to say.
Well, he's got Williams on the bench. And Christian Watson.
Let's go and have a wee look at the top scoring team of the week.
There you go. So we had Jackson, Henry, McGowan, Hill, Cup, Reed, Laporta, Worthy, Addison, who went out but still scored 8 points. McPherson, Bernard, and McQueen only got 4 points. So it's unusual for him.
Looking at that, it tells me that you can score points like that and have players having bad weeks. You just assume it's the top score out of 96 teams, it's the best score, or everyone must have knocked out the park. No, everyone doesn't need to knock it out the park. Everyone just has to do okay and have a few knock it out the park, And that's you're there. So, I mean, Montgomery, massive week. Montgomery's going to get many touches in that backfield. I don't think that's going to slow down unless he gets hurt, obviously. So I would be more than happy with Montgomery, and I'd be more than happy to start him week in, week out.
Oh, this is it Mark?
Yeah, that's Mark's team.
Bookie, who had Hollywood Brown in his team, who wasn't playing from days before.
Oof.
But I think he's got six defenders.
The Hollywood Brown one, he might get caught out because it was Thursday night.
Yeah, I know, but it was announced on Tuesday he wasn't playing. But he might have watched it.
Yeah,
but still,
he's
got Crosby, Walker,
summer long,
Quinn Williams, Hutchison, Thibodeau, and Gardner. So he's got 6 defenders in his team. So he's not getting the room in the bench for any players. Tolbert, Mitchell. Yeah, he had nothing to replace him because he only had Mitchell and Tolbert. So
yeah, he could have played with that. Did Tolbert know? So I take it he's not getting his. Tolbert doesn't get his kickoff return or his punt return touchdown points. Then
no, it's not individual returns for touchdowns. It's just when it's a defensive one.
So it went to the D. It went to the Dallas D. Did it?
Yes.
Is there a D? No. So no. Just no points for that. Fair enough. But
you have to put it in like an individual scoring. So, but yeah, cracking score by Jay. That's a good start.
Great start for Chester Hurricanes. Top scorer, 96 teams, top scored. Can't be complaining about that. And better weeks ahead for Mark, I guess, if he can find some.
It's quite a close one for Grote. It's 153 to 146 losing. Stroud,
it's too low scores.
Amon Ra. I
mean,
it's really weird because it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah.
The defense did nothing really. 2 defensive ends.
You'd be worried if you've got Williams. Nick Boss is not a big scoring. Nick Boss is an absolute beast of an American football player. He's not a fantasy player. He makes the holes for others to go through and get the quarterback and make the tackles.
But Gritty, if you're watching this, you should really put Chubb in your IR. And you should put Miller or dump Miller for the start, but put them both in your IR. Free up some bench spots.
Indeed. Yeah, that's rookie mistakes, Mr. Grote. You need to sort that out.
You had Cooks and Shaheed on the bench for the other team, and Gakonko and Buckner.
And JSN, it's option to go in as well at any time, And I mean, JSN will have his weeks and he'll do just fine. I'm not saying he won't. I think I just, think that Lockett's still there and Lockett's still relevant. Whereas, you know, I think those picking up JSN where they were picking them up this year were picking them up under the assumption that Lockett was no longer relevant. And it's why I've not got JSN anywhere, because I do like him and I think he'll have a decent season this year. I just don't think Lockett's irrelevant yet, and I think he'll eat into a lot of JSN touches. Last one,
Well,
Johnny.
you know,
Let's
like
have a look at
Lockett, but
Division
yeah,
4 then.
that's the last one. So we have the Rainy Cardinals, 193.88 against Blue. They were in the Dwarfy Stain.
Yeah, no, what I was going to say, would I be right in saying that anyone relegation from Division 4 moves you to the other conference, or am I making that up?
No, you just stay in Division 4.
You stay in
I was
Division
toying
4,
with that
right?
idea
Cool.
actually. And you could
bottom
toy with
two,
the bottom two swapping conference.
Yeah.
Maybe not a bad
Well,
idea.
yeah,
actually.
if you've not done it, you've not done it.
Yeah.
I thought we had talked about it. I wasn't sure if it was active or not. So carry on, Johnny.
Well, I
Sorry.
think I had talked about the promotions, like 2 going over conference instead of just going up, but that was probably a bit too complicated for everybody to figure out. So we've got Rainy Cardinals 193.88 against the Blue Toon Texans 170.36. The Gloucester Pack 184.68 against the Knockouts 193.88. That's their first game in the league, so it's nice to start off winning. You got the Manchester Spinners 181.05 against the Lagersborough Lemons. Lager Lemon 212.58. Then you got the Birmingham Bears, another new team this year, 198.47 against the Richmond Red 168.16. The Cork Red Army 170.57 and against 133.323 Plymouth Assassins. The Fullwood Patriots 215.41 against the Bangham Sharks 197.44. So
what I was going to say about this one, Johnny.
Well, the Birmingham Bears, his dad plays in Division 2.
Oh yeah, you said that there was a laddie coming in from. You need to get there and get playing them. You know, that's what Aaron doesn't care about anything else but getting into want to beat me. But we'll see. But what I was going to say about this league is outside of Plymouth Assassins kind of ruined it a little bit, but there's a lot of very even scoring here. You know, this is the most even scoring division that I've seen. Everyone around 108, 170, 200 mark, you know, not many over it, not many under it. Very even scoring league division, this one in week 1.
I think this is probably the hardest draft board as well to pick a winner from. Who you going to look for?
Let's check out the two. Let's check out the two newbies. Let's check out the two newbies. Let's see Birmingham,
so the Birmingham Bears.
So
Jack goes
nice
to
198 points,
so
nearly hitting 200.
Jackson, Kamara, Walker, Watson, normally better, Allen, McLaren, Kelsey, Laporta, Samuel, Myers, Bobby Wagner, Levante David.
Yeah, I mean that's
a couple that used to do better.
You know, again, you're looking. I mean, I wouldn't worry about McLaurin because he is going to be the main man for Daniels, and Daniels is only going to get better as the season goes on. So I definitely don't think it's time to start worrying about Terry McLaurin yet. For me, he's an auto
he always
start
gets his. He'll get the ball. It's the first game. You know what I mean? So.
Keenan Allen's a worry for me there in that sense that, you know, I just think he's the one that's going to lose out. But if Rome's hurt, then maybe not, you know. And let's go and see the other newbies.
The not cold knockouts. So they got 193 points. They have Richardson, Henry, who'll do better. Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Drake London, may do better. Evans, always as good. Frymouth will be Christian Kirk. I'm not sure if Thomas is going to be that good that Kirk might get too much. Mostert should get more. Zerline will usually get more than one extra point. They're obviously going for 2 all the time. Nick Bolton and Bernard 22.5.
Yeah, so I mean, there's not anything that you know, Kirk. I get what you're saying about Kirk, and do you know what worries me about Kirk as well? See, when they're doing 2 receiver sets, they're going with Thomas and Gabe Davis. You know, Kirk's more playing in the slot now, and when they're going 2 receiver sets, he's not out there. That worries me about Kirk, you know. But you know, the catch that he did get, or one of the catches that he got, I remember seeing in the game, was a big one. You know, it was Lawrence in trouble, and he looked at Kirk, and I get the feeling that when Lawrence is in trouble, he goes to what he knows best, and that would be Christian Kirk. You know, it's who he's played best with over the years. So, as much as I'd be a little bit worried about Kirk, it's a wait and see moment for me. But not kill knockouts, you know. Aside from that, they look very solid. You know, again, Mostert, you've got to think, you know, if you were in on Mostert, there's no reason not to be because of that week 1 start, you know. And if you are, then bring in Devin Singletary because you know, and he's getting
possibly
all the
Mason this week
touches.
if CMC's out. You could chuck in Mason again.
Well, of course, Mason's an auto start. If GMC's out, Mason's an absolute auto start. But I think Devin Singletary there, you know, is one that can easily be brought in as well because he's obviously the number 1 in New York. Tracy didn't look particularly decent. You know, Gray didn't look particularly decent. So I think Singletary's going to see a lot of action. I think he's going to see Barkley type action, you know, for New York this year. Whether that leads to anything or not is a different question entirely. But yeah, it's I agree with Everett as well. That Henry's only going to get better as the season goes on. Henry said that, and everyone, he was barely on in the fourth quarter. He was barely on in the fourth quarter. They were chasing the game and they were throwing the ball, and Hill is the throwing back. That's just the way it is. Henry will get plenty of touches this season. You do not need to worry about his volume.
It was a good game as well on Friday. I enjoyed that game.
And there we go, Johnny. Yeah, eight divisions studied. We have
107 minutes.
What is it? 96. So there are 48 people delighted and there's 48 people panicking. But don't panic. It's week 1. See what happens this week. See when
there should be 94 not panicking and 2 panicking.
Well, it's one of those ones. I mean, there's certain guys who I'm very big on this season. I've got a lot of places that didn't go so well this week. Calvin Ridley being one of them. I'm huge on Ridley this year, and he's not started well. I'm not panicking. Don't get me wrong. If he comes out and has another not good game, that I'm expecting him to be better this week. If he's not better this week, then I might start to panic a bit. But the overriding statement is: do not panic. It's only week 1.
Grand. Well, thank you for coming on. I know you got an early start, and thank you for the few watching. We would have 5 people watched at some point. Aaron was one of them, so I'm pretty glad he got a mention. It's good, always good to see Everett name popping up. So we'll see you all next week. And good luck this week.
See you all next week. Thanks, everyone.